What's up, War Report family? It is halftime, and the War Report is here. It's time to talk about what we just saw. What's up, War Report family? It is your halftime show, Auburn versus LSU, brought to you by PrizePicks.com. Use code REPORT to get 100% match on that first deposit with PrizePicks.com. Guys, let's jump right into this. Auburn 17-14 at the half. Robbie Ashford, 247 yards passing. Auburn totaling almost 300 yards of total offense in the first half to LSU 155. Now, the offense gave them a TD there, but how happy are we with what we talked about pregame and what we saw from the offense in the first half?
Well, we were able to throw a pass downfield. We actually threw several passes, 12 to be exact, for 247 yards and 2 scores. It's hard to ask any more from Robbie other than that. And I understand the fumble really hurt in terms of momentum. LSU started to creep back into the game after that. My biggest frustration was the touchdown drive. From the non-holding calls to the penalty that was called, that drive should have ended earlier. It shouldn't have gone as long as it did to end up in the score. But they get the ball back. They have an opportunity to get ahead. But this is now where the coaching staff has to earn their keep. They know that LSU is going to make some adjustments, and now they have to make some adjustments of their own. This is a chess match, and so now that they're responding to what you've done, what are you going to roll out in the second half to continue to get more offense? Because the defense has been playing well. They held LSU to 150 yards. You got to keep moving the ball and putting points on the board so that they can continue to play well.
First half offense, 247-yard. Robbie Ashford wasn't on tape for LSU, was he?
Not doing this, he wasn't. Not doing this, and it showed. And for once, we got a leg up, and he was able to make some plays. Really, the first touchdown play was, I think, it was seminal play for Robbie. It was exactly what we want to see from him, which is, you think I'm going to run it because I'm dynamic. And then as I come up, safeties come down. I'm a smart quarterback. So when I see that safety come down, I know my guy Javarius is going to be scooting on the back end, and he scooted right on down the field. Robbie made a very good pass to him. And yes, fantastic play. That is why you start him. That is why you give him the opportunity to throw the ball. If he's smart enough to know when to throw and when not to throw, which he has been this game, this is why you want Robbie Ashford on the field. And we've seen exactly what we hope to see so far.
We see the young guys getting in the mix here. Omari Kelly has 1 catch for 25 yards. Camden Brown, 1 catch for 18 and a TD. Javarius, 3 for 74, and Coy Moore, 3 for 49. Has to be noted, LSU's whole receiving core has 8 catches for 80 yards. So Coy Moore is beating them by himself at some point in that first half.
He's definitely beating Keyshawn Butte.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you watch our show, you're not shocked by any of this because we told you you're going to see some different sets. They immediately came out with 3 and 4 wide receiver sets. They spread the ball out and then give the ball to Tank in a couple. He had a fumble. He had a scary fumble there. Do you go back to trying to feed Tank in the second half, or do you continue with this offense as is and let Robbie Ashford carry you to the win, or lose a close one?
You know what? I think you need to get back to what you started the game with. And I know that, yes, LSU can adjust, but hopefully they game plan for more than just one half.
Correct.
More than just 30 plays. And they've got some different things to do. It wouldn't be a terrible thing to mix in some of the things that you've already had on tape, because, I mean, they're going to be adjusted to what you just did. So mix it up, man. Mix it up. It doesn't have to be exactly what you just did. It doesn't have to be exactly what you ran the first 2-3 games of the season. Just, there are more than enough football plays. We're already kind of cracking the egg on this new style of offense. Don't get cute. Don't get cute and don't get conservative, because we have literally nothing to lose.
Right.
Everybody's expecting us to lose this game and every SEC game going forward. Surprise the hell out of not only this team, but everybody, and just pull out all the stops to make sure this offense keeps moving and keep scoring points.
I like where Robbie's head at is at this game. Like he's feeling confident, he's feeling good, he's right where you want him to be. To B's point, keep opening up the offense for him. Keep giving him opportunities to make some plays because he's responded. He's feeling confident. Keep it going.
Yep. Let's get to some chats here. A. Jackson says penalty killed us, had them stopped. Yeah, it's a tough one. I honestly, the replay, it looked like he had him by the jersey and his hand just got up into his face. So I'd be interested to take a look at that Derek Hall illegal hands to the face. Pat, now counterpunch, please. Again, we've been talking about this all week. Punches and counterpunches. LSU is going to adjust. What is Auburn going to do in the second half? That's going to be the story of this game. Austin McVarner got to finish. They showed me something, though. Again, if you watch this, you're not surprised by this. This was going to be the game where they pulled out all the stops. They barely got away from Missouri last week. We thought the beatdown versus Penn State would be enough to make them change strategies. Rick says, every game we collapse at the end of the half on defense. I don't know if I would call that a defensive collapse, more so than just, the expectation for the defense can't be perfection. They really only gave up one touchdown in that half.
Right.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels made some plays with his feet. He's fast. We talked about how important containing him was going to be in our pregame show. It's just, great players are going to make plays. You got to live with that. Ultimately, make it a little bit easier on your defense by scoring enough points to win. Cleveland Brown, this is a new offense, as you stated, Mike G, but this should be a double-digit lead right now. But, hey, weird moments. Again, this game is weird, and I'm going to caution everybody, get ready for some weird shit in the second half. However, I am encouraged that the coaching staff completely ate the game plan that they started the season with and showed us something absolutely different for this second half. That was going to be important if this team was going to continue to move forward. Blake Craft, if they hold Derek Hall again and they don't call him going to throw hands, I agree. I might be down there with you. Somebody send bail money. I'm okay with where we're at. The key is the defense getting a stop out of halftime. If LSU scores, I'm not sure. I agree with you 100%.
Yes.
But you got to continue to call the game. I don't want to see them get conservative offensively in the second half. Jamal Pye, Papo needs to bench as well as Carlson. If you watch the show in the pregame, we talked about Carlson. Unfortunately, it's halftime and it's already a talking point. I thought it might be a talking point in the second half, but it might be time to look at something else there. Outside of 40 yards, he has not been good. Papo is still taking bad angles to the ball. Right there. Jaden Daniels gave him the jukes there in the open field. Yikes. Wesley Steiner had a big hit on the goal line. Again,
yeah, he did.
Yeah, it might be time to start looking at something different. Did anyone feel like they were at a funeral when the announcers was talking about the injured player at the beginning of the game? Jazzy, the energy was low.
Yeah.
It took about 20 minutes to get into the game after that start. We hope that young man is okay. We're sending prayers and positive vibes out for him.
They said he has movement in his extremities. They're now like he appears to be okay, but yeah, prayers up to him.
Yeah, definitely. You never want to see anybody get hurt. Neck injuries are scary. Unfortunately, it seems like this is a common theme in football, both pro and college these days. Guys, Auburn is in it, man. We're into halftime right now. We've got about 7 minutes left. What does Auburn need to do in the second half? I called this one 21-20. I'm not going to make 21, but it could be a close one in the second half if these trends continue on offense and defense. Auburn's got to find a way to keep LSU off the board and score, I think, maybe 2 touchdowns in the second half to have a chance to win this game. What do you guys think? What do we need to see a W from Auburn in the second half?
I think I agree with you. We need to see 2 scores, no more turnovers, though. No more turnovers. That was a big turning point in the game, and I don't think that we can win the game by turning the ball over. We actually need a turnover from our own defense.
They still haven't gotten one, right?
They don't have. We need our defense to actually turn them over and flip the field in our favor to get it. We need some shorter fields. Those are things I want to see our defense do, starting with them getting off the ball immediately once the second half starts.
B, Auburn gets the W if.
You're muted.
You're muted.
I say, for one, if this offensive line keeps playing like this. Did y'all notice on that short yardage play, our offensive line actually got pushed past the first down marker when Robbie took the ball for that sneak? I haven't seen that in these parts. for a very long time. They got something with that that center section of Council and Stutz, and who is it starting at right guard? Is it Alec Jackson?
Think so.
Yeah, they got something going there. That interior seems to be a lot better. Now, I don't know. I mean, the rest of it, they've got to call the plays. They let Tank get working some after they loosened things up with the pass and Robbie got things going. There was some running room available for Tank. They've got to reopen the field by pushing the ball downfield. I think they've got to let Robbie push it downfield and create that room. Even Tank and Jarquez being out in those patterns helps as well. Jarquez had a really big reception in that first half. So I think they need to get back, let Robbie push it, call the plays. Please don't come out here with the same stuff. Please mix it up. And I think we got a good chance to win this game.
It's funny how much better the whole offense looks, the line, everybody, when you call plays that make sense for the talent that you have.
Yeah.
Right.
So this line didn't suddenly get better during this game. I want to stress that. Like they're spreading things out and they're playing more to what the line can't do and staying away from what they can't do. Fuller Roberts says, "Can I get a War Damn Eagle for this O-line? Very impressed. Keep the same energy. Again, call plays that help them and you might see something different."
Right.
Christian Crawford, "I didn't know we had wide receivers. Oh my God, is Ashford the guy? If we win, is Harsin redeemed? This O-line is much better. War Damn." Now, let me say this. We're still talking about a redshirt true freshman in Robbie Ashford. He went out there and put up 247 yards in 1/2 on an SEC defense.
Right.
Just given the chance. I think they've discovered something in their own system even that makes more sense for him. Hopefully they keep that going. I want more Hunter and Alston. Listen, we've tried to stay off the Tank, ain't getting it done train, but perhaps maybe it's time to have a conversation about, how he's running and seeing the field. I felt like there were a few plays there on offense where he could have just hit the hole a little bit harder. He danced in the backfield for no reason. Yeah. So interesting stuff there from the chat. Guys, you are watching the halftime show, Auburn versus LSU. I'm Mike G. I'm here with B, Will, and C Dub. If you are in the chat right now and you can't say nothing, it's because we silenced you because you're not a patron. So become a patron. $5.99 will get you there. Hit that join button on the front page of our YouTube channel and choose patron to join the conversation. And the post game is going to be interesting no matter what happens in this one. So we want to make sure that you guys can be a part of that. If you're watching from a desktop and you want to give the gift of the War Report, hit that gifted membership button. They will choose people at random to receive this. Now, if you interact with our channel at a high level, but you have not become a member yet, you're most likely to be on the other end of this. It's completely random. The person gifting cannot choose who it goes to, but comment, like, subscribe, make sure that you're in the mix for that free War Report membership, courtesy of another member. A few more minutes till we're out to halftime, guys. There was a question asking if Harsin is redeemed if they win this. And I don't know if he's totally redeemed, but I'll tell you what, a win here and a good showing at Georgia would be difficult to argue with, right? Because now this would have been the second quarterback in as many years that we've seen improve under this coach.
Yeah, there's no shame in losing to Georgia. There's really no shame in losing to Georgia now. Speaking
they're struggling with Missouri right now.
It's interesting to see how they're looking right now with Missouri. But if they give a strong showing, I think it cools things to an extent, especially if you get out of here with a win, because you're going into Georgia 4-1, which was acceptable by most people's standards at this point in the season. So I think for people whose mind is made up, it doesn't change much. But I do think it's good for our team and the coaching staff to leave here 4-1. It gives them confidence in what they're doing.
Caesar, real quick before you get to Brian, 16-3 going into the half, Georgia versus Missouri. Is Auburn a little bit redeemed from the struggle win last week after what we're seeing?
I mean, no, because I saw how bad we looked. but I think we have to question Georgia now.
Well, let's be clear. Is Missouri better than people are giving them credit for?
They might be. Probably. They might be.
Probably.
But Georgia shouldn't. If Georgia is as good as we thought they were, and apparently they are not, they wouldn't be down by this much to Missouri at any point in the game, much less by this early in the game. This is kind of preposterous. I'm upset because they are ruining my parlay.
They were supposed to be the can't miss cover, right? Against Missouri.
We're
But
gonna go
Missouri-
and pick. We're gonna go and pick Stetson Bennett.
Right.
No, you're not.
No, well, Missouri is a class of the SEC, apparently. Now, we put him on our prize picks card. I think 22 fantasy points is what we were looking. He's 9 for 21 for 138 yards, so he is a long way from 22 fantasy points. I wouldn't be mad. It's not a parlay I would be mad to lose if Georgia has some chinks in the armor, especially with us facing them next week and possibly coming off a win this week. Auburn having a chance to go 5-1 to start the season, 3-0 in the SEC if they could pull off the win next week, but survive this week versus LSU. Guys, all right, let's take the time. Let's take a deep breath, and let's redo our score predictions for the half. Well, how does this one end?
I still say 23. I said 23-20 is what I said. Sure. Honestly, okay, so we heard from Jack Paws. He was like, honestly, second half, they kind of wake up. LSU does, which means we're going to have to score some points to keep up. All right, so they had all of the checks were sent in, and they did all the holding to get down the field at the end of the first half, and they let Jaden Daniels run all over everywhere. So if that's going to be the case, I say they score at least 10 more points, probably 14. We're going to have to score 10 points to put this away. I want 10 points second half, so I'm going to say 27 and 24.
Caesar, we're starting here quickly. What's your score prediction?
You know what? I would be on that. I like that score. I like that score.
All right. Well, I am going 31-24 Auburn. I think that LSU gets a field goal and a touchdown in the second half, but Robbie Ashford pours in 2 more touchdowns to end the game with 350 yards passing and 4 touchdowns on the day, a career day for that young man on his birthday. Could not write a better story. Guys, join the conversation. Become a member. Join the War Report. You can do that by hitting that subscribe button and hitting join. $5.99 will get you there. This is your halftime show brought to you by prizepicks.com. This is your halftime show. We'll be back at you guys in the post game to talk about what we just saw. So make sure you join, be a member to be a part of the conversation. We'll see you guys in the post game. War Eagle.
War Eagle.